Good evening, and welcome to our fun session on the traps and tricks you can run into when you're really striving to be sugar free. Deb and I
Mhm.
want to share some of the funny things that happened along the way that maybe we could save you guys some grief. Wouldn't that be great? Miss Deb, are
Sure,
you there?
I am. Hi, everyone. Yes, there's always a lot of grief when you're trying to give up sugar, but we're going to help you get through this. And if you've already been doing it, great. And if you still aren't on the bandwagon, here it is.
Okay, the number one thing that you need to accept is that you're going to have to change something. We
Hmm.
cannot solve problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Because, see, if you don't change how you look at something, if you don't change your shopping patterns, if you don't change who you hang out with when,
Hmm.
then giving up sugar is going to be impossible for you. You need to accept whether it's for 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or for however long you think is in your best interest. Because I know some people that haven't looked back. They are
That's right.
still sugar free 2 years later.
Yep.
It's up to you. So accept the fact that this requires a shift in how you look at things. To be
Yeah, it's definitely a mindset thing.
yes. Yes, if you accept the fact that every time grandma makes Alfredo, you have to have 2 plates full, then you got a problem we have to talk about separately, okay? Grandma will understand if you just have a taste because you're making a decision to get rid of the lifelong struggle you've had with Candida. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about. I get this argument from people all the time. If I give
Yeah.
up sugar, what can I have instead? And
Hmm.
I'm very irritating because I just say, don't go to
Exactly.
diet products. Tell them why, Deb.
Well, first of all, the diet products are sweetened with something that's really, really bad for us, aspartame, and we've seen all the articles, and Sue, you've been posting it. I mean, please, please, please just stop. The damage to your health that it causes just are not worth it. But I love the first line of this. It doesn't meet any of the criteria for clean food. It is not whole, fresh, organic, local, or seasonal. It is processed. There is no nutritional value. Plus, Coke is one of the things that's very acidic for your body, and it contains dye. I mean, aside from the high fructose corn syrup and aspartame, I mean, it's just, I mean, that can of Coke can sit forever and ever on that shelf. And I love this line. And you know what? If you put this line in your thinking process, you will be able to do without it. The longer the shelf life something has, the shorter your own human life. So the more, things that will make that live forever on your shelf, it's going to do damage to your cells. And
Right.
you've told stories of what you've done with Diet Coke, Dr. Sue,
Yes.
or Coke in general.
Right. I clean toilets with it because it's great for hard water stains.
Yes.
And it
So,
clear
come
out
on.
batteries, old batteries. We used to use that when we were building stock car engines because it was great. Straight Coke was great for cleaning off and dissolving old grease and engine
Hmm.
oil. It's just really great. But then I realized we probably shouldn't have even had it on our hands because I'm
Right.
sure some of those toxins got absorbed right through our skin. So
Sure.
get some heavy duty gloves if you're going to use it. But I'm quite serious. And people said, what sweetener do I use? I don't. I didn't use honey before. So, on the rare occasion that I had honey, it was so rare it doesn't occur to me to use it now.
Right.
I didn't really add sugar or salt to any of my food. It would be such a rare occurrence. But I did love carrot cake and I did love cookies. Girl Scout
Hmm.
cookies in particular. And you can order those online now. You don't even have to wait for someone to come to the door.
It actually is a blessing, not from a financial standpoint, if you really like them, that they've reduced the number in those boxes.
Right. But when I quit cold turkey, I quit cold turkey. I always had my coffee black. I drink water plain, or we'll put in a citrus oil. But people said, "How have you stayed off sugar?" Because I've traveled all over the world. People know I love to eat. I love bread. I love pasta. I
Mm-hmm.
love really good chocolate, not Hershey, but really good handmade chocolate. And
Mm-hmm.
I like the milk chocolate, which is the absolute worst in the world for you as a person.
Yes.
But this is one of the facts that I stumbled across in the last, what is it now, Debbie? 10 weeks we've been without sugar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The less you eat sweets, the less you crave them. I'm
Right.
not talking about the first week you give it up and you eliminate it. I'm talking about doesn't even phase me now. At the beginning, when I
Mm-hmm.
went through an airport and they blew that cinnamon sugar smell at me, I thought I was gonna die. Okay,
It's Cinnabon.
right, Cinnabon. Yep.
Yep.
Now I probably could even work there and I would never touch it. Like I said, it doesn't even occur to me. How about you, Deb?
Right.
Do you have less
No,
craving?
and yeah, and the funny thing is, growing up, I worked in a bakery, and let me tell you, all it took was like 2.5 weeks of working there, and my mother would say, "Oh, bring home something that looks good," and I'm like, "Nothing looks good." It's a mindset. We've used eating sweets to not to like try to like push down some pain or a feeling to make ourselves feel better. We want to make ourselves numb. And it's more of a habit that you reach for that stuff. I can now have, well, I keep candy here for a friend of mine, but that candy jar sits here and there's times I have to throw it out because I don't even look at it. I have ice cream in my freezer for company and it does not call to me. You don't need it. So the less that you eat it, the less you're going to crave them.
And this is to console you if you're considering this, okay?
Right.
I don't want to make the list of all the things that are bad about sugar, except you remember we did the webinar and we showed everyone the picture
Mm-hmm.
side by side of the two brains.
Yes.
The CAT scan of somebody high on cocaine, and the
Mm-hmm.
CAT scan of somebody who just had sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So much more of your brain is dramatically affected by sugar than
Mm-hmm.
cocaine. And that's one of the
It,
reasons why it's so addictive.
well, and we have heard many of the positive stories of people who said that when they have stuck with getting rid of sugar, their brain fog is gone, that they think clearer, that they're able to function better. And it really is the truth. We've heard stories, we've seen it ourselves, so that is another wonderful reason for wanting to do this.
Yeah, and we Debbie and I have been recommending for 2 years that every quarter of a calendar year, you
Mm-hmm.
really can benefit from a 3 week vacation. And we did this any number of times, working our way up to totally, nope, no sugar, not doing it. Okay. Let's go
Yeah.
over the addiction cycle one more time so you understand this is serious what you're going to do with your body, and it is possible, and the rewards are endless. The lack of pain, the focus that Debbie just explained, the
Mm-hmm.
generations of candida that once you stop feeding them, they
Oh,
die.
isn't that amazing?
The dandruff goes away. The ringing in the ears goes away. The list just goes on and on. Let's talk to them about the perpetual cycle.
And it is such a cycle. Okay, we have that craving. We eat the sugar. We want it. Well, it raises your blood sugar. It spikes up. We feel better. Dopamine is released. We're so happy. But guess what? Blood sugar levels are going to then fall very rapidly. Insulin levels get raised. And what it causes is immediate fat storage. Like you don't equate sugar with fat, but in this case it does. Your body needs to hold on to something because it's not sure why we're losing that. Our blood sugar levels are dropping. So Our body is now looking for that quote unquote sugar high again. So what happens? Hunger, cravings. Oh my gosh, I need more. Our blood sugar levels are low. Now we're going to want to eat more, and we start stuffing things back in. The craving cycle is repeated over and over again.
Yes, and this
That's the
this is
situation.
proven by the number of people who did the 3 weeks. And I we always say to people, after 3 weeks of being super clean and good and drinking your water and those other things will go over with you, that when they
Mm-hmm.
tried just a small bite of toast, just a
Mm-hmm.
small bite of something, I ask them, don't eat a whole piece of bread, have a bite. Let your body talk to you. And the number of people who got flooded with mucus, the number of people who started with the body, the nose dripping right away, the body was speaking very loudly saying, don't give me any more of this. And you find that you want to work with your body. It's that
Mm-hmm.
simple. You test something after 3 weeks and your body says, you have to listen. Okay. Dr. Mark, he is such a riot. What you find at the end of your fork is more powerful than anything you'll find at the bottom of a pill bottle.
It's true.
When I
So,
was
so true.
Yeah, when I was in Pennsylvania this past week, people were talking about pill thinking and why people don't continue to use oils with viruses after the symptoms abate. Because I was explaining, if you have symptoms of a virus and you choose to use oils and you use them consistently and the symptoms start to abate, how very important it is you keep using your oil regimen, you avoid sugar, you drink your
That's
water
right.
for up to 3 weeks after the symptoms are gone because you want to
You want
clear
to keep
out.
using your oils through the process. You don't want to give it up just because you're feeling better. You need to keep using it. You want to get rid of all the extra little things that are still floating around, even though you're feeling better. And this is true when we're trying to fight our cravings for sugar, carbs, things like that. We have oils at our disposal that can help us eliminate those cravings, those urges. Like we were just joking before that we both used our coriander already. Um, and there's so many others that will help you diminish your appetite while you're going through this craving.
Melaleuca is great.
Mm-hmm.
Melaleuca, think of Melaleuca as extraordinarily balancing bacteria throughout your entire body. Well, I use a lot of Melaleuca because I was combating generations of candida that I really wanted totally eliminated from my system, let my yeast be back in balance. Whenever I use the oils, I tell them what to do. I
Mm-hmm.
say I have the strength to avoid that beautiful bread that was just brought to the table. We were at a fundraiser last week.
Yes.
They brought 2 baskets of bread to the table. You could
Mm-hmm.
smell it. It was hot bread and
Yes,
butter,
it was.
and it was such a nice fragrance. And we were so happy to pass it to the other side of the table.
Yes.
Okay. Because even
Mm-hmm.
though we were hungry, I knew I couldn't have just a little teeny piece. Okay.
No.
So I used Melaleuca and coriander before we ever walked into the fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Debbie found this. Is this great?
I love it. I love it. It looks like a drug, acts like a drug, and it is a drug. And I'm going to tell you that I could be going to a meeting because I definitely am a carb addict. I have worked on this for so long. I realize sugar doesn't have anything good for me. There's no minerals, no vitamins, no protein, nothing. But it is an addiction. You do become addicted to it. So getting off of it is a process. And I just want to reiterate, if you make a mistake, if you have that little cheat, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up for it. Don't say, "Oh, I'm going to start over again next week." No, start again immediately. We're all human beings. This is not, it's a process and we all go through it in different ways, but just if you have that little mistake, don't beat yourself up, because it is like a drug. It is an addiction. It's something that we crave and our body wants.
Okay, one more time. Let's help you get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Explained. We have lots of webinars on this subject since we've been doing this a long time. And you can
Mm-hmm.
find some of them on the Hugfest one and on Personal Peaceful Growth Calendar. And this one we're going to keep compliant. So it will be posted on my regular Susan Lawton page.
Okay.
But this is whether you're getting ready for a 3-week commitment or I'm changing my lifestyle for 3 months or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ready and you have to get your family ready. Because if your family thinks while you are eliminating sugar, they're going to get to eat something different, they need to have a better understanding because you're not bringing it in the house. You're not going to buy it. You're going to get rid of everything you have in the house. And for the first week, minimum, no sugar. None. Nothing for anybody. They have to go elsewhere to get it. You have to eliminate everything. I don't care if you give it away to your neighbors. And it's always easier if you start at 6 p.m. on Sunday night. Have a new food to fill the gap.
Mm-hmm.
Quinoa, orange veggies, fruits, nuts. We're going to post those pages again of the fruits and nuts that you guys love that you can just copy.
Right.
No white flour will be consumed during killing off of candida. White
Mm-hmm.
flour as a carb, that's what Debbie was talking about. That would be your noodles. What other white carbs do we have?
A lot the rices, breads, like white bread, even whole wheat bread and all that stuff. We think it's better for us. It still has flour in it that it can recreate that craving in us. And of course, keep that candida alive in our bodies. Crackers, everything is now marked like healthy, gluten-free and stuff, but there's still something going on. There's still flours in those products.
Yeah, you got to really read the labels. At least 80% of your body weight in ounces daily of water. Water, water, water. See,
And Sue has the best idea in the world for drinking your water. Line your bottles up for as many as you need to drink throughout the day. And as you drink them, they go away, and you know how much you have to get through. It's the perfect way to keep track.
and the truth of the matter is, you want to drink more water, especially when you have stopped feeding the candida, because there's going
Mm-hmm.
to be die off. There's going to
Right.
be, your body's going to go, woohoo, I have to work so hard. I'm going to dump a whole bunch of toxins I've been saving up. And through this process, you're going to be surprised, maybe. There's weight that's eliminated. I know I
Mm-hmm.
was surprised. Debbie said she wasn't surprised. I was surprised. Things got loose, including I got loose skin on me, and I do exercises, but I have to do more.
Yep. And if you're not going to drink the water and get rid of all the toxins,
You're going to get
then yeah, you're not going to feel so hot.
your energy will be depleted instead of enhanced. And your why for why you are eliminating sugar and white flour, even if it's for 3 weeks, has to be meaningful to you, not
Mm-hmm.
your sister, your boyfriend, your lover, your spouse, that dress that you bought that you have to get back into. It can't be for that. It can't be for another person's approval.
Right.
Because on the very day that you'll say, ta da, I lost 22 pounds for you, they're going to go, well, sorry, I really do like a fuller figured person. So now I have to go date somebody else. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
have to like you for you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to want to feel good for you, not to please others. Please, please, please. And don't tell anybody you're doing this other than
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
immediate.
because your well-meaning friends are going to try to sabotage you any chance they get. Especially if they're jealous if you stop dropping weight and you're getting thinner. They're going to put all your favorite temptations, like Sue's carrot cake, in front of her.
Yeah,
So
that has
keep
happened.
it.
People are so cute. Oh, I thought you were back on sugar. Here, have some more
Hmm.
carrot cake. Why, thank you
Yep.
so much. I'll just take this home, put this in the freezer for never. Make, make a clear contract with yourself. I am going through this exercise to see if my body likes me better this way. Maybe my body and I can do some new things when we don't have candida, when we don't have a sugar high,
Hmm.
but it's with yourself. Now,
Right.
here's some of the Heidi things we were telling you about, the secret things.
Yep. Okay, everything that's above the water is what we see, what we think of with sugar, the sugar cubes, the packets of sugar, I mean, I watched someone the other day at a coffee shop. I was getting my black coffee, and this man literally asked for 20 sugars. 20 in a medium-sized cup of coffee. I was shocked. But here's some of the other traps that we can fall into. Smoothies have become like every place makes a smoothie. Most of them have sugar. The dried fruit, Sue and I were so surprised. We used to walk around with raisins all the time until we found out the high levels of concentrated sugar in dried fruit, including those delicious apricots,
Yes,
crackers.
my favorites, my apricots, I had to give them up.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
But these are traps don't fall into. You know, you go and you get a nice cup of clear soup and then you put crackers in it. You've just given yourself some sugar. Pasta. Okay, Sue was talking about that earlier. White rice, all the potatoes, all your starchy vegetables, breads, even brown bread,
Hey,
and
cauliflower is starchy, y'all, just so you know.
yeah, and all those cereals, how many of them they advertise they're gluten free, but they are, you got to read really careful, people. So many are coated in some sort of sugar. You can't even see it. I mean, the Fruit Loops, of course, everybody knows, but some of the others, like Cheerios, has like these whole grain, Cheerio things, and they're coated in this sugary substance. It's
Yes.
crazy.
And here we are back to agave.
Yep.
The only sugar substitute that I have is what is in my Slim and Sassy shake.
The stevia.
Stevia. And that's
Hmm.
just my Slim and Sassy shake that I have at least once a day. Sometimes it's breakfast, sometimes it's lunch. And I put a banana in it. I put my greens in it. I put lots of ice in it because the colder I make it, the easier it is for me to get it down. And
Hmm.
I really enjoy it because it I don't get hungry.
Right.
Sometimes after I used to have a fried egg sandwich in the morning. Okay, nice multi-grain bread, lots of butter, and two fried eggs. Man, it was really cool. Except that, 11 o'clock, I'm already hungry from 6 o'clock. So
Mm.
the protein is obviously better for me because I take it with my supplements and I don't get hungry.
Right. Now you were saying, Sue, that you're finding it works for you not to have a snack that you just eat your regular meals, right?
Yes, yes. I have with me unsalted, just plain raw almonds in little
Hmm.
packets, and I have raw cashews unsalted in little packets that I carry with me because at one point I made a mistake in my first 3 weeks of saying, well, I'm just not going to eat till dinner time. And it wasn't smart because then I got so hungry, I stuffed down 2 salads really fast. And that just really wasn't smart. But
Hmm.
Deb, I can't snack in between because then I want to keep eating at the snack. Now, you said you do fine with a snack.
Yes, my body needs it just because of the way it functions, and I do enjoy a nut snack or some fibrous snack. Sometimes it's even just like a little bit of the vegetable um, drink as a snack. But for me, it keeps me going. It keeps my sugar levels more even on an even keel, and it does fill me up. Even though I do drink way over my 80% of water, but sometimes my body just really does better with that. It keeps my brain functioning. So you have to find what works best for you.
Yeah, I mean, this is not we don't have anything carved in stone. Some of the things we're telling you we have figured out because we did it wrong. And it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't that it was wrong, it just didn't work for us. Okay.
That's right.
So, I mean, people will laugh and say, well, you eat a lot of steak. I do now because John will, grill steaks. And on the weekend, I have steak and eggs for breakfast. I
Mm-hmm.
have steak and salad for dinner because it's simple. We go out to restaurants, we order burgers on a plate, no bread,
Mm-hmm.
no French fries.
Mm-hmm.
You can get nice vegetables, you can get fresh fruit at these places. You have to do what's good for you.
And you have to realize that in the first couple weeks, we might get a little crabby.
Well, yeah, and it's not crabby so much as you're mad at the world, it's just you're short tempered. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
that's because the demons want you to go back to your old habits of have something sweet and you won't be cranky. Well,
Right. So we have ways to help with that.
yes.
I love your toothbrushing trick with the On Guard and the Melaleuca.
Oh, I use that so much the first 3 days. I spend
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time brushing my teeth and adding melaleuca and brushing my tongue and saying I am choosing new patterns for my health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, I like to use Melissa. I put it right there on my tongue and under my tongue, and I suck that in and breathe it in. But I do make a positive affirmation that I'm in charge of what I put into my mouth. And it really is a sugar demon who's trying to get you to turn toward that bowl of M&Ms or something. So, but find which one of these works for you.
Yes, that's the best thing to do. By the
Right.
way, somebody just wrote and asked me about am I concerned about my cholesterol levels with meat and eggs? Absolutely not. See, people misunderstand where cholesterol comes from. Cholesterol is a thickening, and the thickening comes from carbs and sugar conversion and
Mm-hmm.
slow acting fat. If you're active, and Lord knows I am very active, I keep moving, and with my high protein, next to no carbs way I'm eating, I burn up all the elements that would be making cholesterol an issue.
Right. Absolutely.
So
Mm-hmm.
if I were a person who sits on the couch for hours every day, Tanisa, you're right. It wouldn't be in my best health interest. But I do my walking every day. I am busy every day running and doing. I don't run. This body was not constructed for running, not designed for running. Okay. Walking rapidly, walking steadily. Yes, I can do all that.
Mm-hmm.
And Brunhilde gave us a nice outline of how to stretch and bend and get things back in shape.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Then with your determination blend, when you make a contract with you got to start your contract with I love me when I have more energy. I love me when I'm standing connected to the center of creativity and I'm sharing good information.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make present positive statements. Uh, uh, we don't mention the part that we are changing. It's like we've talked about before. If you want to be debt free, you don't walk around saying I'm debt free. You walk
Right.
around talking about how your bank account's thriving.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say I want to be sugar free. I want to say I am feeding my body in thriving, healthy ways. I am
Right.
really working on feeding my body in ways in which we can enjoy even more good energy, more healing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm listening to what my body has to say about my choices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to be careful not to do the mindset of, oh, I'm going on a diet. Because with that word diet, everybody starts to think about deprivation. It's like what you're not allowed to have. And let me tell you, Sue and I have both found there are so many great products out there in those supermarkets. You just have to explore them, and you can be shocked at what you find out you like. And it does replace all those other items that you thought you needed to have. So you need to keep this positive that you're focusing on eating healthier food because that's better for your body to give yourself more energy. Keep it positive.
Right. One of my friends, Erin Fugate, God bless Erin, she talked me into spirulina like 4 years ago.
Yes, I remember.
To this day, I still take spirulina. It is the greenest green stuff in the whole world, but my body loves spirulina. And I never would have known it if Erin hadn't shared that with me.
Mm-hmm.
Kale is something I discovered. Where were we, Debbie? And somebody said, here, try this chopped kale salad. We were
Yes.
out of state somewhere, and I went, oh my God, I love this.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I introduced it to John, because we don't eat iceberg, we eat every other kind. And so we
Right.
always have kale mixed with our spinach and our arugula. We love it.
And I was actually just reading, everything with this new year. Everyone's focus for this year is getting off of sugar and reducing carbs. And a lot has been taught. There's so many recipes now with kale and arugula. It's amazing.
Yeah. Kale's great in
Oh,
soup. Oh my gosh.
yes, it is.
And please
Oh, the
remember that
oses.
they are hidden demons. Okay, guys? We're going to talk about
Oses.
the emotional aspects in just a second. But our hidden demons have a signature. It ends in OSE.
Mm-hmm.
That says
Yeah,
I got sugar for you, honey.
it does. And it also says, once you eat me, I'm going to want more.
Yeah,
That's
they're
the
never
that's the
done.
downside.
Never done. They're never satisfied.
Nope.
Okay. I already told you about when I allowed myself to get too hungry, that was a mistake. So
Mm-hmm.
I plan my meals carefully. I understand because I'm not eating carbs that if I don't eat enough protein, that I need to eat more often.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you figure that out along the way. And a couple of times after the first 4 weeks, I tried a bite of toast. Debbie has seen me try it because that's one of the
Mm-hmm.
things I really miss is buttered toast. And immediately my eyes tear up, my nose starts running, my body is saying, don't do that. Okay. And I'm done. I had that little bite and it wasn't a good thing. So I got the idea my body doesn't really want that.
No,
Everybody,
and you were really good because they brought you toast the other morning just because you didn't order it and you didn't touch it. It was great.
yeah, it just sat there. I didn't care.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's up to us to understand what our emotional triggers are. Whoops, sorry. Hey, I found it. I made it go back. Yay! Bad
Yay.
timing on emotional triggers. I've told you for years I plan and stagger my appointments with people based on the degree of difficulty. So I
Mm-hmm.
have a difficult case, then I have a less difficult case. I have a depressive case with a physical recovery case next. I don't drag myself down, I plan carefully. Well, when it comes to emotional triggers, recognizing what can trigger an emotional response to wanting sugar, wanting pasta, wanting bread and butter is really important for you to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
If there are certain people that you talk to that always make you hungry, let it go to voicemail. Let it go, take a message. I found this great message I can on my phone I write, can't talk right now, text me. So if it's a challenging person, I call them back right after I eat so I don't feel like I need to eat more.
Mm-hmm.
I plan activities with virtue oriented people If there's going to be someone who likes to play emotional games, I invite other people to accompany me who are virtue oriented. So again, I'm seeking balance in what's going on around me.
That's right.
Okay?
Right. And you do not respond to compliments or criticism. There's always going to be someone that's being critical of you, that's criticizing the way you're eating or what you're not doing or what you're not eating. You can't get yourself wrapped up in that, because that's going to be a trigger. That's going to make you go back to an old habit of shoving food in your mouth so that you're not expressing your anger or upsetment with someone.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Deborah already talked about one slip does not make a career. If for some reason you go buy a pretzel dish and you pick up a pretzel and stick it in your mouth, oh my gosh, I just remembered I'm not eating these. Fine. Go have 2 glasses of water and offer it up. Okay?
Right.
Leftovers.
Well, leftovers are going to be a problem if you're the person that, like so many people told us, they get up in the middle of the night and they go to the refrigerator and look for food. So if you're one of those people that do that late night or early morning walk to the refrigerator, having bad leftovers just is not going to be a good thing for you.
So don't have them. Plus, as soon as you get that celery home and those cucumbers home,
Spice them up.
Make a Ziploc clean up a Ziploc full and have it right there. Celery's a good thing to have before bed. Celery has great elements that help you sleep. Cucumbers are excellent. Okay? It's up to you to have on hand, clean, prepared vegetables so that it's easy to grab those instead of the potato chips. Okay? Also,
right, and if they're...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if they're not there, if you don't have those items in your house, like Sue said earlier, get rid of them. If you know potato chips is one of your trigger foods, don't have it in there. Just get all that stuff out of your house, because if it's not there, you can't go for it. Then you're going to make better choices.
It's not that you can never have these things. You need to understand that. While you're going through a cleansing process, while you're making good decisions and you're understanding how your body talks to you, don't leave any traps for yourself laying around, please. Do not shop early for the grandkids for Easter candy and then let it talk to you. Don't be silly. Okay?
And it's out already. I can't believe it. I saw it in the stores today. They already have aisles and aisles of all the kind of Easter eggs and bunnies and everything. So don't go to that aisle. And that's another trick.
Yep.
Be very careful what aisles you shop in the store. For the most part, if you shop the outer edge of the store, you will eliminate all those snack aisles, the soda aisles, because the outer edges are your produce, your meat, your dairy. And if you stick in those aisles, you're normally pretty good.
And if you recognize there are situations that you go through where previously you came out of them very hungry, then you got to take a notebook with you and sit in the car and don't drive to Dunkin' Donuts. Sit in the car and write out, I felt very bad when so-and-so said there were rumors about such and such. I felt helpless to explain something that was just made up by other people. Whatever it is, you need to write it out, because then when you write it out, you've expressed it, and you may not need sugar to comfort yourself. You may want an apple with the skin on it. You may want some more celery. Remember, you're developing new patterns. You're not being deprived. You're developing new patterns for a healthier you.
There's lots of reasons to drink water other than to keep us detoxed. We get a lot of energy, and Sue and I have talked about how older people that aren't drinking, the first thing that happens to them is they get confused or dehydrated. They end up in the ERs and they hang bags of liquids to compensate for that right away. but there's so many other positive reasons for drinking water. Our skin looks better.
Yes.
Yeah,
Finishes wrinkles. Luscious
it
spots on some.
does. It does.
Think of it like
Um,
Candida away. Yeah.
there you go. I love it.
Yes.
And when we say water, we mean pure water, not all those flavored waters and things that are out there. And you just want good old H2O, right?
Right
It
on.
helps all our body organs work well. I
Yeah.
mean, people don't realize that's really part of this. If you're keeping your body hydrated, things are all going to work better, and you will increase your metabolism. You might burn more fat, and the best is there's no calories.
Right on.
What else does it do?
Okay.
Ooh,
We want you to use your inhalers. Carry your
love it.
inhalers. Not just for your mood, but so you're gentler on yourself.
Mm-hmm. I love what you put on the bottom. Console your cravings and motivate yourself to get through hard moments. I love it. That's so great.
Right. From our friend Roxanne at
Uh-huh.
Essential Oil Gear, you can order a whole packet of inhalers that are color coded to the 6 different emotional oils.
And
And
they're
they're great because you can set them all up and just carry the little inhalers with you, and you
wonderful.
feel so much better from simple inhaling. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
because it's in the inhaler, you don't disturb any of your cellmates at work. Not cellmates, a cubicle, your cubicle friends.
That had a double meaning there.
Your little cellmates, yes. Sorry. And don't forget music. I can't tell you how important music has been when I've been sorting through, okay, am I going to do this for another day? Is this really what I want to do? And I've resisted listening to the demons who will say, okay, well, you've been good long enough now. No, I really want to get rid of all of the demons. And if I'm going to have a piece of cake, I'm going to have it and my body's going to like it. But at this
Right,
point, my body says, I don't think that's a good idea.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, and when you're coming off of this and you want to start reintroducing sugary things back into your world, don't bring everything back. As Sue said, introduce things back very gently. If after 3 weeks you said, okay, I'm done, and you want to start, just slowly introduce the things back. You're not going to sit there and have, suddenly all the sugary drinks along with sugary desserts and ice creams and all that. You want to go slowly because you just worked so hard to clean your body. You just want to take it slow.
Right. And several ladies wrote to me after we did our last quarterly cleanse, Deb, who love wine. And they said they
Hmm.
really are past the point where they care about bread or they care about chocolate, but
Right.
they treasure their glasses of wine at night. And one lady wrote to me and said, I used to drink 4 glasses of wine. She goes, you've ruined me. I can only handle one.
Okay.
I thought to myself, I ruined her? Okay, then.
I love it.
Well,
I love it.
the things I get blamed for always
I
surprise
know,
me.
right? Yeah, see, you're so guilty.
Yes, yes. Find your favorite music. Find time for journaling. Find new habits to keep your hands busy because a lot of people just eat because they're bored.
Oh, absolutely. And Sue and I, we were talking about it earlier, actually, how, social activities normally revolve around food, but there's really so many other things that they can revolve around. Like we found ceramics, we found book clubs, we found, going to a museum and appreciating different forms of art. There are so many other things that you can switch to that do not revolve around food.
Yep. Okay. And here's more reasons to eat fruit. Okay. Just as an example, Bananas have a list that would go on for pages and pages. They're great for
Yep.
athletes because they give you energy. Well, they boost so many of the minerals that you have in your body and you eat and help them do their job very well. That's why I put bananas in my trim shake. I love
Hmm.
bananas. I love blueberries. I mean, it's hard to choose things. I do want to remind you about watermelon and other melons. Watermelon's extraordinary for your heart. It's actually really good for your pericardium, but you should eat it by itself. A lot of people want to make up fruit salads and have it as part of a picnic. In my family,
Hmm.
we kind of save it for dessert, and I don't
Hmm.
mix the melons with the berries. If you want to have berries, have berries. If you want to have watermelon, have watermelon. Keep it separate. Let your body digest and let the positive elements work independent of each other. Was I clear
Right.
about the melons are separate part?
And the teacher in me, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. We always say that, but it's so true. The apples help your body develop resistance against infections, and that is with the skin on. So you want to enjoy that healthy skin as well.
And kiwis legitimately will increase bone mass because it does help with calcium
Yeah.
absorption. Okay.
And the grapes with your blood vessels. I mean, there's so many positives. Those that fight cancer. It's just a great list to look at and just realize how you can help your body heal by what you're choosing to put in your mouth.
Right. In the old fashioned days of Weight Watchers, they used to say 5 servings of fruit per day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that doesn't mean 5 bowls of strawberries. Okay. You have to do things in balance.
No, most serving size for fruit, I think, is like what, only half a cup, I think.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
be moderate.
not bowl,
God.
not a bowl.
Yeah. Let's be nice. I've decided to be happy because it is good for my health.
Yeah.
Remember, when you're working with your body, you don't explain, you don't defend, you just set up your system. You don't bring any sugar home. Tough on everybody else. They'll just get over it, or they'll go out and eat somewhere else and you don't care. During the period of time you're cleaning up your body, do not apologize for what you're doing, but also do not try to sell others on why it's a good idea for them. Do not
Mhm.
use this as, oh, I'm going to do this and then tell my sister how good it will be for her. Nah. If she was interested, she would ask you. Okay?
Absolutely. Yep.
I can't begin to tell you the benefits of nuts. I have with me, I told you, almonds and cashews. At home, I have walnuts. Just a couple of nuts carefully chewed and swallowed give your body so many cool things that it needs. So many gentle, encouraging for digestion, for elimination.
Hmm.
Because when we're on a sugar elimination, make my life a better life thing, we take
Hmm.
the lifelong vitality, we take the Terrazyme, the PB Assist, we
Hmm.
take all of doTERRA supplements because it's all superfood. And I want to feed my body the very best support system I can so that everything I'm choosing to eat maximizes everything that's going to happen.
Right. And you triggered something in my memory when you said, chewing. What you need to take your time. That used to be an old diet trick too. You had to chew like everything in your mouth 20 times, but it's true. If you're even eating the best foods, but you're just shoveling them in, you're not going to feel satisfied. Your brain hasn't even gotten the signal that you started eating and you're already finished. So you really do need to slow down and appreciate and enjoy what you are eating. And that means chewing.
Yes. The most important day is the day you decide you're good enough for you. It's the
Hmm.
day you set yourself free
It's very true.
of self criticism, free of criticizing others.
Hmm.
Because when we go through the learning experience, and I told you I made mistakes, without understanding that's what I was doing. But all of this is about learning how to listen to your body. So mistakes are going to happen, but then you have to give yourself credit for recognizing you need to do something different. That's a really big deal. And that's what I mean by it's the day you set yourself free.
Mm-hmm.
You be happy your way. It has to be your way, your judgment. I like this. I like having more energy. I like being pain free.
Right. For some of us that, we put ourselves on the bottom of the list of caring for ourselves, but it's really okay to make ourselves first. And deciding that you're going to take care of your body and feel better is one of the best ways to do it.
Okay, we hope this has been helpful for guys that you've been considering doing the 3-week sugar-free or really clean up your body for quite some time to make sure the candida's gone. Really give your body a good rest from sugar and from carbs. Deb and I enjoy doing these webinars. We do webinars every week. Sometimes they're on the calendar, sometimes they're different topics, and we post to Facebook. But you've got to go there because they don't necessarily put us in your news feed anymore.
That's right.
And Deb, what's our website? I mean, our Gmail address?
Our Gmail address is happycow359@gmail.com. And you can write to us and we'll put you on our mailing list and you'll get notice of all the things that we are offering. You'll get track of Sue's travel, or if I'm traveling with her, you'll know where we are. And we'll just keep you up to date on all our fun adventures.
Yes. Yes. And thank you so much for enjoying listening. Remember, not everybody wants to change anything right now. People are gathering research for considering making major changes in the future. So please be gentle with yourself. We hope that we have been helpful in some way to encourage you to listen to your body and trust yourself. Okay? We love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, everyone. Best of luck. And you can do this. Absolutely.
Yes, and set a date. Make a commitment to yourself and start taking action. Clean that sugar out of your house. Clean those potato chips out. Whatever might be a danger for you undermining yourself. Remember, you control what you think about and you control what you put in your mouth.
That's true.
Thank you.
You can do it. You're strong. Very nice. You could do it.
You can do this. Love you guys. Good night.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, Miss Deb.
Good night, Sue.
Bye.
Bye.